Hello and welcome back to a Kooky Corner of YouTube. It is Bauble Bonanza Part 2, and so the first thing I'm going to kick off with is the two balls that we made that were drying last week. So let me take you down just a little tad further. So these are the ones. This is the fabric one, this is the paper one, and here they are, all nice and dry, nice and glittery. I've got to put a string on that one to hang it up. This one's also requiring of a string, which I shall do later on, but they turned out pretty good and I'm quite happy with those. So they're quite hard and stiff now and ready to hang on a tree. Okay, so that was those, and I'm really happy with how they turned out. So yeah, that's those two. Right, now on to new stuff. So I promised you some crochet, and so we've got some crochet. So look at these beauties. These are nice and squishy and soft. You could even make them into pendants. I'm quite taken with that idea actually, so I make myself one, like some funky jewellery. Or even a brooch, you could make them into pin onto your jumper. But these were tree ones. These ones I actually made last year to go on our tree. In fact, there's a couple of years worth here. I do a couple each year, different ones. Some of them are already packed away for my tree indoors. This is the studio tree. These are the ones they're from. And look at them, they're so cool. I love the beads. I like the buttons, the colours. And these are all ones from a pattern from Lucy, Attic 24 Lucy. I will put a link down below to these particular ones because these are so fun to make. They're such a fun item, and the wool on them is so nice as well. It's not wool, it's cotton. It's a thick double knit cotton, and I've just had a blast with these. Yeah, so they're both double-sided, so pop button on either side, and yeah, just great little bauble to go on your tree. Aren't they gorge? There's a lot of things that is on the Lucy Attic 24 page that I have made over the years, because I think she's such a great designer and she has such great colour, an eye for colour, and you know I do love my colour. So there we go, that's those little ones with the dangly tassels and bells. Kind of, you know, it's really up my street. Very magpie womble. Very magpie womble, these ones. So pop those to one side. The other one that I like to do at this time of year is these. Now these are to repurpose baubles that you don't really like very much, or the old plastic ones that you'd like to just give a bit of oomph to. And so these are done in, I think it's a 4-ply. I'm sure it's a 4-ply cotton, but I'll leave all the details that I made all these with in the description box. So if you're wanting to know what I used, I will leave all the info on these in the description box. This one I made this week. This was from a yarn that I don't think is very easily available. It's called Lang's, but this is a similar yarn. It just knits up a little bit, or crochets up a little bit thicker, just a tad thicker than this one. I just love the colours on this one, so I thought I was going to use it up for this. But yeah, if you've got old plastic baubles, just the ordinary, you can see it shining through, just the plain old bauble, it's, you know, had its day and you want to zing it up a bit. And I will leave the pattern to these. It's from Annie's. It's called Annie's Patterns, I think, and I will leave a description and where to get hold of this pattern down in the description box. So those are those ones. And now on to another thing. I've got more things. This is the one I'm going to do a quick demo on, and this is the stitched bauble. Look at it. I am in a Facebook group called Scrappy Balls, and it sounds a bit wrong, but wait. And it's basically a ball shape that you can make into some kind of a bauble of a kind. And you can do it many ways. You could do a crochet bauble, you could do wrapped bauble, which is the one I'm going to show you. And a lot of people have done stitched ones. I think the only rule is about making your ball, you can make it out of winds of wood if you wanted to. The only rule is no glue is allowed, so you can't use glue. And that's the only thing. And you have to use stitching in order to make your bauble. So I'm quite happy with this first one that I've had a go at. And I'm going to give you two options, well, three options maybe, for the middle of your ball. This one was done on a polystyrene ball. So this one was done polystyrene ball, and it is just wrapped around fabric. So yeah, you wrap around the fabric on this one, and you kind of have to just pin it on one side while you get the wrap going. Not really that easy to stitch into these, but once you've got the fabric on there, it's a doddle. Once you've got a base fabric down, then you can start stitching into it, and that's what I've done on this one. So that worked really well. It's very lightweight for this one, you know, really no weight to it much at all. The other option that I have got, which I'm going to show today, is these. And these are wool dryer balls, the ones that you put in your dryer to help you dry your clothing. And so they turn out like this, like woolly snowballs. That's what I'm going to call them. Really nice to hold, actually. You know, you could actually really have a fun time with these, doing all kinds of things. I'm tempted to have a go at dyeing some of them as well. But that's by the by. As they stand, they're really good for stitching into, so you can start stitching your fabric on straight away. That's what we're going to have a go at today, if you're up for it. So whichever way you do it, it's going to work. You could do your polystyrene bauble and wrap the fabric round, or you can have a go with the dryer balls. They're pretty much a similar size. Probably the dryer ball's just a little tad smaller than this polystyrene one. So yeah, grab your fabrics and whatever base you've got. Another way, if you haven't got this, but you've got some wool tops, maybe you're a needle felter, you can make your own base to whatever size you want. Just needle felt yourself a ball. There is another way to do this, which is wrapping up your wool tops into a ball shape, putting it in the toe of a pair of tights and washing it on a hot wash, and you get a similar kind of ball. But I'm going to go with the one that's already made up. Just makes life a little bit easier. I got these ones from Amazon. These are the extra large ones because I am extra, so I'm going to go for the extra large ones. So yeah, I'm going to grab my fabrics and we'll be back on this in a tick. Okay, so I have got my snowball, I mean my dryer ball right here. And what I have done is to tear a few strips of fabric because I'm just going to attach this to this, just to give me a base to work on. I wanted a bright colourful one this time. So let's just see how this is gonna go. I think it's gonna work. Yeah, that's gonna work. And just going around the right way. No, it's not. Just checking how this is going to go. This is much more forgiving a base than the polystyrene. That goes that way, that's it. it, that's right. Okay, okay, I think we've got something going on here. So, to start with, let me get some thread. I've got this beautiful variegated thread. It's an Anchor and it's an 0375 and it's my go-to thread. I love this. There is a pastel coloured one as well in the same range, but it's a 6-stranded cotton, but you can use anything. This is just literally what I had in my sewing bag. So separating out a couple of strands. There's my needle. There's my needle. Here comes the fun part. Threading the needle. Oh, hello, well done. That's a first. If you know me, you will know my struggles. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold that down like so. And that's going to go there, I think. I do not know if this is the way other people do this. This is the way I'm doing it, so I will show you. I'm going to try lots of different methods and find out which one works the best, but for now, for here, I'm just going to tack this on a bit. It's a tacklage. Just going into a bit of the wool felt ball underneath as well. Sorry about the lighting. I'm in a different position in my studio, trying out just a little different space. Now this is not something you have to be over precise about with the stitching. You're just getting this to hold on. Fun comes later when you start adding stitches in. And this is a really nice little project. I love this. Now, 2 different things I'm noticing with the dryer ball and the polystyrene. If I want to hang this on my tree, this is a lot heavier. This is much, much heavier than the polystyrene base. So bear that in mind, depending on what you want. I kind of just want a little tactile ball to play with and display. But if you want to hang this one, yeah, just bear that in mind, the weight of the ball itself. And I know a lot of people don't like polystyrene balls, but to be fair, they do have their place. This is so light compared to this one. And as such, that is much lighter as well. That one I could easily hang. This one I am not so sure. It might weigh down the branches of my tree, but it depends on how strong your tree is. Anyway, I'm going to continue this and I will fast forward the next bit because I could sit and waffle on to you forever here and I'm sure you'll all be asleep. So I'm going to fast forward this bit and just complete wrapping this fabric around and just basically stitching it down. I'm tacking it in a nice thread so that if I can just leave it there, I don't have to remove it in the end. And it's all part of the decorative process, isn't it? Anyway, run VT. Okay, so this is now got a little base cover of fabric. Yeah, it's all covered over, and literally I'm just going to stitch into this. I'm going to add bits on top of it. I'm going to do some decorative stitches around the edges, and this is going to be transformed. Hopefully this is going to be my little project for the next few days, but that's just how to base cover, or my way of base covering. There's got to be 101 ways to get some cover onto your dryer ball or your polystyrene ball. Well, that's how I did it. With this one I kind of just wrapped this around because this material underneath was slightly stretchy, so I could just keep wrapping, and I got a long length of it. With this one I had to be more Frankenstein. I kind of put him together bit by bit. So that's the base of something like that, and then once you've got all that down and attached, and I'm just going to do some decorative stitches around all these edges just to keep those down. Nice little project for sitting by the fire with. And then I'm going to add in all the other little elements on top. This is kind of like a mix mash of all the different things you can do. You can be much more, do much more finessed balls than these. Finessed balls, is that a word? You can do more to a theme, should I say, but I just happened to have all these little bits on my desk at the time, and I thought, do you know what? Let's put them all on and see what happens. And I like it. And I'm going to hang this on the tree because it's a nice light one. This one I'm going to find a way to display it. So if you've got any ideas on how these kind of things can be displayed, drop me a line in the comments box below, because this is going to be the next project. And I'll show you when I finished it. I'll show you this one when I finished it. This is finished, I think now. I can say that one's a done deal. Sorry for sniffing. It's I think I'm just feeling a little bunged up at the moment, but yeah, sorry about that. I'll try not to sniff. Okay, so that is your wrapped bauble or little ball decoration, but I'm going to have such fun with this, and I love all these colours on here. These ones were nice. They are basically scraps off my desk, but this I actually chose. I had a little piece of fabric. It wasn't too much. I just ripped it into strips, and there, that's that one. My next bauble is the humble wood slice. I've made quite a few of these in the past. I've made one for each of my family members. I've made them for gifts for friends. Yeah, and I just love making these. It's just such a fun thing to do. So this is one that could be given to a little one, maybe. This is a little fox asleep, and on the back it just says sleep well, sleep softly. And this one is like just a little heart. You can see I've gone to town with a glitter on this one as well. This one is a Yule one, so it's kind of like Here Comes the Sun, obviously George Harrison, but it's the returning sun after the longest day, which is around about the 20th, I don't know, 20th of December, something like that, sometime then. And so I always hang one of these on my tree, and it's just simple sun and then the lyric on the back. This is Bear. He's looking at the stars, also kind of twinkly with the glitter. And then I have loved the stars too fondly to be fearful of the night on the back. That's Sarah William quote. And this one is a little folk art bird, and it just says make a little birdhouse in your soul, lyrics from the They Might Be Giants song. So yeah, these are great ways. You could paint whatever you like on yours if you want to be more traditional with snowmen and everything else. My tree is never that traditional, to be fair. It's got all kinds of things on it. I'll see if I can get a picture of it when I put it up, and you can have a look and see all the little bits and doodads that I put on mine. It is not coordinated. I don't do coordinated. But for these, all you need is a pack of wood slices. You can get these quite easily online. you must remember to base coat it with either a gesso, clear gesso, or if you want the wood to show through underneath. And then I paint over the top. And these are varnished as well. Now you can varnish with a gloss varnish. That's a gloss varnish that's gone on that one, but you can matte varnish as well. So that was kind of a matte. I think that was a satin actually that went on that one, and I think it was matte on the back. So you can't actually see it's varnished, but they are varnished. And these are lovely to hang on the tree. They come in a variety of different sizes, and all you need to do is do a little sketch of what you want to go on it first. So draw around your wood slice so you know what you're working with in your sketchbook, and sketch out how you'd like it to be. I think it's a really good idea to do that. I mean, you could go gung-ho and just go straight in onto your wood slice, but I think it will give you more confidence if you've actually got an idea of what you want to go on there to start off with and how big an area you're working with. So there we go. Wood slices. Another lovely way to make a bauble for your tree. So we've got a plethora of baubles for part 2. I will leave links to the crochet ones in the description box below. So you will have both these ones and these ones. And there are loads of other things on Lucy's Attic 24 website for you to absolutely have a blast with, because I love it on there. I just there's lots of little things as well as bigger things, and crochet alongs and all kinds of stuff. I've done so many blankets I can't even tell you. But I'll leave a link down in the description box. Pop along and have a look and see at all the beautifulness that's there. I'll leave a link to the wrapped balls, the Scrappy Balls group on Facebook. You have to join yourself, and I think there's a couple of questions you answer before you join. But it's such fun. It's such fun seeing what everybody else has conjured up as well. So I'll leave a link to that. If you haven't seen part 1 of the bauble video, the bauble bonanza, should I say, pop back and have a look at that. And you'll see a few more different kinds of varieties of baubles that you can make for your tree, so that you've got the best dressed tree in town. Or the randomest tree if it's my tree. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, don't forget to show me your thumbs. Show me those thumbs. And if you are enjoying the content that comes out from this cookie tower, then please consider subscribing. It means a lot to me. It boosts the algorithm and it pushes the video out to other people who might want to see it as well. So that's with the thumbs and with the subscriptions. Doesn't cost you anything, just a little bit of your time. Thank you so much for sticking with me through my bonanza, and I'll be back soon with something else. Bye for now.